So I've made two videos in the past talking about Derek Chisora and the reason that I think that he should actually retire from boxing, because I feel like he's accomplished everything he possibly could. If he carries on, he's gonna get himself might get himself seriously hurt. On top of that, like if you look at it, like his last fight against Gerald Washington, I think it was the perfect way to go out. He was slow and weathered, but he managed to get the win. And going out on a high, going out on a win is the best way you can go out in boxing. I mean, you're going out on top basically. So it would have been great for him to just retire right there and then. But Derek Chisora, being the stubborn fighter that he is, he's not going to retire. So if he's not going to retire, we might as well talk about who he should fight next. So one fighter that I think could be interesting for Derek Chisora to fight next is Robert Helenius. Now, obviously, Robert Helenius is coming off a loss to Anthony Joshua. He got knocked out with one right hand. Obviously, he's coming off another loss against um, Deontay Wilder before that, where he got knocked out with one right hand in the first round. So he's not in good form at this moment in time. And technically, obviously Derek Chisora did win his last fight. So Derek Chisora is technically in more winning ways than Helenius is. But the ironic thing is, right, I feel like Helenius actually did look good against Anthony Joshua. I think he fought out of his skin and he gave a great performance. Obviously towards the end he got knocked out. But before that, the first 7, 8 rounds, he was outboxing Anthony Joshua, and he looked quite good doing it. While if I compare his performance with Derek Chisora, who was in the co-main event, Derek Chisora, in my opinion, did not look good at all. I mean, I think he looked terrible. I think he looked old, weathered, tired. He was swinging wildly. He just did not look good. While I think Helenius did look good, even though their results are complete contrary. Obviously, Derek Chisora got a win against Gerald Washington, and Helenius got knocked out and lost. In terms of their performance, it could not be any more opposed. Like, let's be real. Helenius did look good before he got knocked out, and Derek Chisora looked terrible before the fight ended. So, in a weird way, if he's going to continue fighting, we might as well right that wrong and see that rematch between Helenius and Derek Chisora. And the reason why I say that is because the first fight, most neutral boxing fans believe that Derek Chisora won that fight. Um, yeah, they thought Derek Chisora won that fight. So that is what that is. So he's got an opportunity before his career ends to right that wrong and get that win against Helenius. And if he's going to continue fighting, I wouldn't mind him fighting Helenius, because Helenius at this point is coming off two losses, two KO losses. So obviously he's not as fresh as he once was. If he beat him in the first fight, he might know what he needs to do to beat him in the second fight. And if he's going to fight on, then he might as well take a fight which actually means something in boxing, as opposed to just taking fights against fighters that, let's just be honest, doesn't mean anything. So he might as well take the fight on against Robert Helenius, because let's be honest about it. I mean, there was a bit of controversy between their first fight, and they were both on the same card as a co-main event and a main event in their last fight. So they might as well get together and fight each other. And for Derek Chisora, he could right that wrong and get that win against him, just to make it sure that he deserves to get that win. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts below. Do you think Derek Chisora should continue fighting, or do you think he should retire? I personally think he should retire. But if he's going to continue fighting, then I think one good fight for him would be against Robert Helenius. If you could just fight Robert Helenius and potentially get the win against him and right that wrong. And obviously, a lot of people thought he got robbed in their first fight, and he really won that fight against Helenius. It'll be great for his career as a way to cap it off. Like he's taking a fight that actually means something, as opposed to just taking no fight against a relative journeyman. He might as well take a fight against an opponent that actually he has some history with. So that's just my opinion. Tell me your opinion below. What do you think about what I'm saying? Do you think what I'm saying is true? Do you think a Helenius fight makes sense, or do you just think it doesn't really make much sense anyway? So tell me what you think below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace.